Hey everybody, Centenia here, and before I start off, I'm just gonna say sorry if my voice sounds crappy. I was at Commander's Call yesterday, and we dismissed by everybody in the auditorium, all the first years, second years, third years, and fourth years in JROTC yell, "Unit dismissed!" Yes, sir! At the top of their lungs, or if your wing commander happens to be a girl, and yes, ma'am. So, I was talking with some friends and we were on the topic of bugs because a few days ago in English Comp 101 we're in a little trailer thing. A girl saw a spider and she was like no, and then there was another girl that didn't like spiders, so she was like I don't like the girl that doesn't like spiders, like I don't like this. And they were talking, we got on the topic of bugs because the teacher's like, who would win in a fight, the spider or this girl? Because it was a really small spider. Like, from where I was 3 seats back, I couldn't even see it. It was so small on the wall. So, what happened next was she turned around and started talking to her friend about the time that she thought she felt something on her arm and she thought it was just one of her hairs, like some of the hair on her arm standing up. And she looked down to see that it was a spider, and she was talking about this. And the English comp teacher had the brilliant idea to take his pen, like quietly get up and just barely tap her arm with his pen. And this girl stood up and ran out screaming. And this was great. She came in crying, but I mean, you may think, oh, Centenia's a horrible person. She was laughing at a girl that was crying. No, this girl's a but I had told some friends on Skype about this, and we started talking about like hornets and wasps and stuff. And I remembered the time that I woke up at around like 8 or 9 o'clock, which is now a friggin' miracle if I get up that early. Which it's a miracle. It's only 9:30. Um, and I had walked out in the living room, and I saw the cat staring at something, and it was flying up by the ceiling fan. And I figured out it was a wasp or a hornet or something. I'm dead terrified of bees, wasps, hornets, that kind of stuff that stings. So I did the normal thing to do, and I actually went and woke up my dad and had him kill it while I hid behind a corner. So the story I'm actually going to tell today is 6th or 7th grade. I had to walk home from school to the bus stop, as I still do, and it must have been a Wednesday, a Thursday, or a Friday because no one was home yet. So I take out my key and I go to turn to the door, only to see that in between our glass storm door and the actual wooden door, there was a wasp. I am that kid that goes outside and I live like in the South. I'm that kid that goes outside wearing a jacket zipped up. So I had my jacket on and it had those drawstrings to make like the opening of the hood smaller. So I did that so the only thing that possibly the wasp could get was eyes, and so I had my arms covered because it was a hand-me-down, so it was longer than me, and then I had jeans which went all the way down, and then socks and sneakers. So I was basically fully covered. And I didn't know what I was going to do because I was dead terrified. So I had propped open the screen door with my backpack. And I sat there and I just kind of looked at it. It was just hanging there. And I didn't want to risk it getting to the house, so I went to our garden bed and grabbed a few rocks. And I tossed a few rocks at the wasp, and I just could not get close enough. So by this point, I had called my mother several times, or at least tried to, because she never picked up. I wanted to see, maybe she could tell me where the spare key is, because she at that point, she didn't tell me where the spare key was. and if there was like a bug spray I could use to kill it or something. But she just didn't pick up. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? And I'm freaking out. And I'm like looking around the house outside in the front yard area to see what I could do. And in my neighbor's yard, there's a huge branch just laying in his lawn. And I'm like, that's dead branch. He wouldn't miss that. And an idea popped in my head, so I went and I grabbed the branch. And I had the door held open, so I just went and I just wildly flung the stick around where the wasp was. And once I noticed that the wasp had started flying and it didn't seem happy, I ran. But the thing was, I ran all the way to the top of my cul-de-sac. And then I walked back in the heat. And so, I got in the house. But then I also did a dumb and decided it'd be a good idea to bring the stick in the freaking house. Yeah.